What is good, y'all? It's your boy, The Shows, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to Shows World TV. You already know the title of the video, so let's get into it. And before we do that, turn on your bell notification so you can be notified every time I make a new video. That's for every Thursday. Okay, so let's just get right to it. So I made a list here of all the known and famous people that I've met over the years. Now, I live in New York City, y'all, in case you didn't know. And we're not a very paparazzi driven city, and so the fact of the matter is, when you are a celebrity walking among these streets, you probably won't get as much fan amazement or whatever the case may be, and you won't have a lot of people with cameras in your face. That isn't to say people don't get excited about seeing celebrities, but I've only had one moment where I've kind of had that happen, but you know, I wasn't extra about it. First person, this must have been about around 2009, 2010. But every one of these stories takes place in Manhattan, so just so you know, even though I live in the Bronx, but every one of these stories takes place in Manhattan. So the first person, like I said, about 2009, 2010, was Tyler Williams. If you don't know who that is, he's famous for playing Chris Rock in Everybody Hates Chris. And this must have been right after the show had ended. And I remember I was in a Jamba Juice with a couple of friends. One of my friends had won a Jamba Juice. I don't personally drink Jamba Juice, but if you do, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just telling you I don't like it. But yeah, he was with I think a group of his friends, or maybe it was his entourage. I'm not sure, but he was definitely in there ordering, and that was pretty random. Every one of these situations was a random time. So now the next person. I was actually on my way to work, because if you remember one of my vlogs from before, I told you I work inventory. I just can't advertise the company. But I was on my way to the E train, transferring from 51st Street to go to work somewhere. And I just happened to run into this celebrity. Now, he was definitely on TV. Maybe he's not known by everybody, but I know him. He's Mike Yard. He was on The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore. Now, if you don't know who Larry Wilmore is, you might have seen him on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart before Trevor Noah had took over back in 2015. And I believe he was still on there at the time, maybe. But he definitely had his own nightly show. Now, The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore didn't last too long, unfortunately. I would have loved to have seen more episodes of that, but that was pretty cool. He was looking right at me too when that was happening, when I saw him, but like I said, I didn't speak with any of these people. Now the next one, I was actually on 5th Avenue walking towards Bryant Park Avenue. If you get off the Grand Central station by the 6th train, you can walk there, basically, and you'll eventually hit Bryant Park. But yeah, so I actually had seen Aisha Tyler with her husband. Now she's pretty tall. She's a black comedian. If you don't know who this is, if you are old enough to remember the what was the name of that song with Twista, Kanye West, and Jamie Foxx? It might have been Slow Jams. If I don't remember the title, I'll put it in the video. But she was in that video. That's the first time I remember seeing her. Now, yeah, she was with her husband. I guess they were talking about something, but yeah, I saw them. It was pretty interesting. Funny thing is, before all of that, I had seen her in a comedy special, and that's what I remember. She had a stand-up that I saw online somewhere. She's pretty funny. And also, she's known for The Talk and another famous show on FX called Archer, just in case y'all didn't know. Alright? So now the next celebrities. I was actually walking along 7th Avenue after I had just seen a movie on 23rd and 8th with a friend back in, like say, this was like 2011, 2012. I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, because there was this theater. I'm trying to remember the name, but it was on 23rd and 8th. So we were walking from there to 7th Avenue. I used to do these long walks along the Manhattan Avenues with friends at the time when we didn't feel like taking the train to certain places, and pretty cool experiences. But we actually saw, me and my friend, we saw Nick and Joe Jonas from the Jonas Brothers. Now, my memory serves me correctly, it was Nick and Joe Jonas. I know for a fact one of them was Joe Jonas. Now, whether it was Nick or not, maybe, but it more than likely wasn't Kevin, so don't quote me on that, but it was the Jonas Brothers, definitely. Okay, so the next celebrity. So I actually had ran into this tall white actor. He was walking along Chambers Street. I was actually in college at the time, so this was about, I'm gonna say 2011 or 2012 this had happened. The man's name is Liv Schreiber. I hope I'm saying that right. It's either Liv or Liv Schreiber. Yeah, anyway, I hope I said that name right. The role I know him for mostly is a favorite movie of mine from 2010. It was Salt with Angelina Jolie, where she plays a super secret Russian spy, and there's a twist and plot at the end. Two different alternate endings. I won't say anymore if you haven't seen the movie, but that's the whole gist of it. It's like she was a spy. He was brushing right past me, I believe, when I was walking home from school. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. This one I remember from 2017. I was in LA. I was going to LA with my dad, and we had stayed out there for 4 days in the Hollywood area, so it was pretty cool. Now, when we were getting out the airport to go to our hotel, I actually had seen, again, the person was looking right at me. I actually had seen Judd Hirsch himself. Now, if you don't know Judd Hirsch, for me, in my childhood, he was mostly known for Independence Day. That movie came out in 1996. Yeah, and I still love that movie. I still love it better than the sequel they came out with. I didn't really like the sequel. Now, why am I sweating? I have no idea. Maybe it is just a little humid in my room. Anyway, y'all. Yeah, Judd Hirsch. One of the lines I remember from him in the movie was, "You hit the president." You know, Jeff Goldblum's character in the film. But yeah, that's what I know him from. So that was a little, random again, but definitely a little, funny experience there. This was back in like 2008. Now this next person, it's a politician actually. He was part of the Democratic Party. He was a former U.S. representative. He was born in Harlem. A lot of the older folks would know who I'm talking about here. It's Charles Rangel. He was actually at my graduation from a digital arts creative program called DMX, where I did music production and post-production for video. That was from 2007 to 2008. I did that. I was at the graduation, and I actually had met him briefly. He shook my hand, smiled, and told me congratulations. And so he's retired now, but he's supposed to be, I believe, 89 years old right now. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Now the last one, right? Again, I was working inventory. I was in Manhattan, somewhere along like the west side of Manhattan. So you figure like a crosstown bus, 2 train line, those sort of places. So yeah, I was in a workout spot for inventory called Crunch. I'm sure you heard of it. I don't remember exactly the avenue I was at, but me and my coworkers had actually seen Lawrence Fishburne, about to go work out. He was about to go upstairs, and it was insane for me. Okay, it's probably about the only time I've ever had like a really legit like oh crap moment. That is someone who I grew up watching, because I remember him from The Matrix and a few other famous films he's done. Obviously, he's in the John Wick movies, and among other things, it was Lawrence Fishburne. He's really that tall in person, and on top of that, I don't think he really wanted to be known. I don't think he wanted people knowing he was there. But that was like, for me, that was like a oh shit, that is Lawrence Fishburne. The Matrix, like I said, John Wick. He's on Blackish. How could I forget? He's on Blackish. Now, I haven't kept up with the Blackish seasons recently, but it's mostly because of work, but that was pretty cool. Well, yeah, I don't want to keep the video much longer because I feel like I've been rambling a bit. But yeah, ooh, it is hot in my room. So yeah, guys, that was my video. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share, comment, and or subscribe. I make new videos for every Thursday. This is Shows World TV. For those of you who don't know, I make reactions, sketches, and vlogs. So don't forget to hit that bell to be notified every time I make a new video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter to be updated with what I do, and follow me on the Likee app, where I post more videos that I can't show here because of copyright situations. Download all my latest music, whether streaming, for free or for purchase, okay? And I'll leave the links for all of that stuff in the description down below. Alright, so if you want more videos like this, click that playlist right there. And if you want my more recent reaction, where I react to the honest trailers for the XXX movie franchise that stars Vin Diesel, click that right there. Okay, so I'm head up out of here. It's your boy The Shells, and I will see you guys next time when I upload. Peace.